Olympia Stadium, 1928, marked the beginning of a road to tradition. In one day, 4 state titles were decided. Since then, many of the game's finest have been down that road. This year, that road leads to the Palace, where 4 champions will be crowned. The Michigan High School Athletic Association is proud to present the Boys Basketball State Final.
Catholic led by as many as 20 and eventually won their Class D semifinal with Muskegon West Michigan Christian 69-57. Andre Mitchell laid in 21 and Gerald Lathan added 14 to bring their show to the Palace. Covert used 47 team rebounds and 26 points from Anthony Whitfield as they took a 66-53 victory from Republic Michigami. A victory today would give Covert a title in each of the last 4 decades.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association Championship State Finals are brought to you by Denny's, the Michigan High School Training Table, Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and True Value Hardware Stores, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Hello and welcome back once again to the Palace in Auburn Hills. Live, this is the Michigan High School Championship Network as we bring you the state championships from the Palace. I'm Rick Berkey. Earlier today, if you joined us, Detroit Country Day won the Class B championship, defeating Saginaw Buena Vista 59-53. Still to come, the A final, Detroit Southwestern against Saginaw. And now we've got the DC doubleheader, and we'll start with D, East Catholic versus Covert. With me again all day long, Greg Kelser and Ray Lane. And Greg, Covert comes over from the southwest side going after a Class D championship.
Yeah, and Covert is a very exciting team to watch. If you like up-tempo basketball featuring a lot of running, a lot of shot attempts, then Covert is a team to watch when they're on.
And Ray, East Catholic says we're ready for the challenge.
Well, hopefully they'll play as a big team, not one member in the starting lineup over 6'1". They're going to have to play big against their opposition today.
We look for an exciting, high-scoring contest, so stay with us. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's. Back once again at the Palace, getting ready for the Class D championship game between Detroit East Catholic and Covert. Greg Kelser, how did Covert get to the finals?
First of all, Covert is a well-balanced team. On the year, 4 of their starters averaged in double figures. Covert is bigger than East Catholic, and they've racked up some big numbers rebounding. Covert starts only 1 senior, the only senior in their top 8 players. To be sure, we can expect to hear more from Covert. They only scored 66 points yesterday in their semifinal win over Republic Michigami, but they topped 90 points 80 times on the season, 80 points 14 times.
Ray, why don't you show us how East Catholic got to the Palace?
Okay, let's take a look right now if we can. This is what they did, and they opened it up with that narrow win. That was Covert, of course, and then East Catholic had a much easier time in that first round. A little bit closer in the second round against Harper Woods. Bishop Gallagher went on and then took care of Christian Warren Bethesda. No real test maybe that they've had down the road, and so maybe this will be their severest test this afternoon. Detroit East Catholic presents a balanced attack, and Friday's semifinal was certainly no exception. Andre Mitchell's 21 points were added to by Anthony Daniels' 16. And Gerald Lathan had 14. As we mentioned, balanced attack. East Catholic put up the best numbers at the stripe in the semifinals, and they out-rebounded Muskegon Western Michigan Christian team that was bigger at every position. And their coach is certainly a veteran that's been around 28 years, David Souls. Hey, how about that Covert team? That Covert team got there on some different ways. I know that Saugatuck game was a very close one that first round, Greg.
Yeah, but then they got it going 102-57 versus Lawrence. Another close game against Mendon. And then Grand Rapids Baptist, a pretty good team, but they took care of them by 16. Again, getting to the quarterfinals over Ann Arbor Gabriel Richards by 10. And then the close game, for most part, against Republic Michigan, they took it away in the end. And I might mention that their head coach is Ken Jackson.
All right, well, I'm not sure that 80 points is going to win this game. We expect a lot of points tonight. We do expect an exciting game. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Again, one of your network sponsors is Denny's. Back once again at the Palace in Auburn Hills, up in Suite 147, just moments away from the Class D championship between Covert and East Catholic. We're going to have the national anthem sung by Angie Miser of St. Louis High School. We certainly look forward to hearing that as well. Eric Verseth, the public address announcer, will also give you the starting lineups for both squads. Eric, of course, the voice of the Michigan State Spartans home football and basketball games. And, of course, Eric moaning like a lot of Spartan fans over the fate of MSU in their loss last night to the ill-fated buzzer, which apparently sounded by a lot of people's opinion. But in any case, Eric's still doing a fine job as he moves over to the Palace for his first coverage of the high school finals here. But Eric will give you the starting lineups for both squads, and we're just about ready to go. So before the anthem, let's send it down now to PA announcer Eric Verseth.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we direct your attention to center court, where Angie Miser of St. Louis High School will sing our national anthem. I hope you'll join her.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming on the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Angie. Good afternoon. The Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to the Palace of Auburn Hills for today's championship game in the 1990 Class D Boys Basketball Tournament. As you watch this game, remember that high school athletic events are a classroom by themselves. A classroom where ethics, integrity, and respect are key elements to learning, regardless of the final score. Remember, good sports are winners. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's game between the Bulldogs of Covert High and the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic. For Covert, at forward, 6'4" sophomore, 21, Dennis Jackson. For Detroit East Catholic, at forward, 5'11" senior, 34, Andre Mitchell. At the other forward for Covert, 6'2" senior, 34, Monroe Tubner. For Detroit East Catholic, at forward, 6' senior, 52, Anthony Daniel. At center for Covert, 6'7" junior, 44, Raymond Moore. At center for Detroit East Catholic, 6'1" senior, 41, Gerald Lathan. At the guards for Covert, 6'2" junior, 20, Jason Bean. For Detroit East Catholic, at guard, 5'8" senior, 11, Lamar Penn. At the other guard for Covert, 6' junior, 23, Anthony Whitfield. And for Detroit East Catholic at guard, 5'10" sophomore, 32, Robert Kimbrough. Covert coached by Kenneth Jackson. Detroit East Catholic by Dave Scholes. Your officials for today's game are John Graviar and Jim Eastman. The alternate, Ron Grisander.
No doubt about it. No doubt whatsoever that these two schools have a basketball institution going, or institutions, Greg. Take a look at Covert. They've been state champs over the years 4 times. The 6th trip right now for East Catholic coming in here, so they have won it 5 times. That's not to say these young men have been around when they won titles, but the tradition is there.
Yeah, and it certainly carries over, as you can see both teams are here. And as you look at this game, I tell you, East Catholic is going to have to really, really work hard. As you mentioned in our open, they've got one player that's 6'1", actually 6'1½". He's their tallest player, so they're going to be at a rebounding disadvantage all day long. It's going to put a premium on blocking out and getting good position underneath for East Catholic.
You caught both of these teams, I believe, in action yesterday. Speed-wise, overall, you get a little edge there at all?
Well, it certainly goes to Covert. As I said, they are an up-tempo team. They will hoist the ball up often. The only thing is, last night against Republic Michigami, they were not hitting, and it took a late surge to win that basketball game for them. But if they're clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be tough for East Catholic.
Latham and Moore going for the jump ball, and it's turned over to Covert right away on a 3-on-2 situation. Bulldogs did not hit on the first one and brought down by Latham, number 41. Quickly getting down there, laying up for the first 2, and take a look at Anthony Daniel.
One thing I saw yesterday in looking at East Catholic is that they are disciplined, and they're not going to rush things, as opposed to Covert. As you can see, they've already attempted 4 shots, and we're still haven't played 20 seconds yet.
4 shots put up, hauled down that time by East Detroit. And going all the way, the smallest guy on the court that puts it up, Lamar Penn. Kimbrough, I apologize. That was Kimbrough. Let's give him credit.
It's up and down basketball.
It really is. Dennis Jackson comes down and scores for Covert. I'll tell you right now, the offensive boards, the youngsters who are giving height away, doing a pretty good job.
Well, East Catholic, they've got 2 players, Daniel on the inside and Latham. Both will be physical. Now, again, they're at a height disadvantage, but they will be physical, which might sometimes negate the jumping ability of the taller Covert players.
Lamar Penn breaking in there, trying to swat that pass away that was intended for Moore. He commits the foul. And so Penn collects the first foul of the game. Just underway, East Catholic of Detroit 6, Covert 2.
East Catholic, they want to run, but I think in a game like this against this type of team, they've got to pick their spots where they run. I don't think they want to get into an all-out running game with Covert. Certainly not early.
Andre Mitchell flicking that ball out of bounds. It belongs to Covert once again. Say inbounded. Keep an eye on a fellow by the name of Anthony Whitfield. And he just put it up and hit for 3. So that closes a gap in a hurry. They say it was 2, right? Call it for 2. Whitfield again. Caught it on his hip, called for traveling.
Despite that turnover, East Catholic, they were pressured yesterday continually in their semifinal game, and they did a good job of taking care of the basketball and not turning it over. I think they'll have to do the same thing today because it looks like they're going to get pressure after made field goal and free throws by Covert.
Andre Mitchell with the ball, has it tapped out of his hands, stolen. That's what it's all about. Turns into a one-on-one situation, and putting it up and missing. The good effort was Dubner, Monroe Dubner. Hammered by the big guy in the middle. Number 44, Raymond Moore, picks up his first personal foul. While we have a chance, we'd like to remind you that the game balls for today's games have been provided by Rawlings Sporting Goods and Wilson Sporting Goods.
You get a good look at Kimbrough going in, and he's fouled and fouled hard by Raymond Moore. And I don't think Moore ever knew that Kimbrough hit him.
Kimbrough at the line, averages just about 9 points per game.
One nice little gesture of sportsmanship, though. After Moore knocked him down, he went over and helped him up and told him, nice try.
Nice try, you're not heavy at all. East Catholic 8, Covert 4. I'll tell you what, they didn't take any time off the clock there. It came right down, and missing was Jason Bean. In and out. Almost out of control, but not. Layup is good. Anthony Daniel.
Give Daniel credit 2 times on that. Yes, for getting down and getting the layup, but he really caused the steal as he knocked the ball away right in front of us.
Firing away is Whitfield. And Whitfield with 5, 10-6.
You watch Daniel diving on the floor, knocking the ball away from Tubner that time. And of course, you make the great steal, you get the layup.
Andre Mitchell feeling over there to Lathan, who could not hit on it. Again, Whitfield coming down in a hurry. Had a man open. Lob pass. That was for the man. The pass will not, or the shot would not go. And off the fingertips, that time of Raymond Moore. But a good pass. It came down for Dennis Jackson, number 21.
Keep one thing in mind, Ray. I never said they exercised great shot selection. I did say they put it up, though. They'll get plenty of shot attempts. Covert, I think they've just got to be a little bit more patient, though.
Kevin Hurd checking into the lineup. And along with Hurd, Elgin Burton for Covert. And Whitfield, let's go. 2-pointer. Covert, 3 out of 11 so far. East Catholic with a better percentage. Haven't taken that many shots, 4 out of 7. Almost stolen. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to East Catholic. They should be able to set it up pretty easily in their forecourt this time. Larry Middlebrooks will check in, number 25. And out of the lineup is Lamar Penn for East Catholic.
Versus pressure yesterday, East Catholic, they passed the ball up the court. Today, they're trying to dribble the way through the press, and they're turning the basketball over.
3-point land, won't go. Rebounded by East Catholic. Among the Giants, knocked out of his hands. Coming down as Whitfield of Covert. About a 13-foot shot that wouldn't drop. Talk about up-tempo. We got it here for you right now.
No question about that. And I believe Covert only knows how to play it one way.
Mitchell firing from the corner for a 3-pointer. Andre Mitchell.
I mean, you don't have to look at these teams all year to get an idea of what type of tempo and style they like and what they're used to. I got the impression watching Covert yesterday that they just like to push it up regardless of the score and the time on the clock.
Could be a chapter out of Loyola Marymount, huh?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, a guy says, though, but you better have that shooting percentage, too, go. 13-8, East Catholic leading with 3:23 to go in the first quarter. Official MHSAA boys basketball final T-shirts and sweatshirts by Russell Athletic are a great keepsake. 100% cotton T-shirts are only $8, and heavyweight sweatshirts $18. The mail orders include $2.50 for postage and handling. The spirit 1920 West Saginaw Lansing 48915 or call 517-484-1107. East Catholic in possession and firing and not hitting, but right back. They do scramble to get to that ball, even though they're giving away height. The pass underneath, taken by Covert, and driving in with a pretty play. The fellow that came off the bench a little while ago, Dennis Jackson.
Because they're not going to get a lot of shot attempts, of course it puts maximum importance on getting good shots, but also East Catholic, they've got to avoid turnovers, and they've got several here in the early going.
Kevin Hurd almost had the steal, couldn't hang on to it, and knocked it out of bounds. East Catholic in the backcourt will start it out. Back in now for East Catholic, Lamar Penn, number 11, in possession. East Catholic leading 13-10. Penn, quite a little ball handler out there.
And that's really what he does. That's what he brings to this ball club. He scores just 1 point a game, but they don't want him out there to score. They want him out there to handle basketball and direct this team versus pressure. I thought he did an excellent job yesterday.
Kicked out of bounds. East Catholic, and Penn embodied it. Covert on that man-to-man, sticking like glue right now on the green and white Chargers. Spreading it out a little bit. Tried to dribble through him that time and regains control somehow, some way. Andre Mitchell's shot will not go. Penn fakes, fast pass too high and off the fingertips. Intended for Latham and out of bounds.
I think this pace is just a little bit too fast for East Catholic right now. It really, really is.
Andre Mitchell, who was the big star for East Catholic with 21 points on that semifinal win yesterday. Penn, I believe, will pick up the foul. Coming across, thought he had ball, but didn't have the arm. Andre Mitchell coming across that time. And they'll call it a shooting foul. No, they're not going to. Nope, they said no, he was not ready to shoot when he got the whistle.
Covert not ready to shoot?
Yeah, he says you put the uniform on, you start shooting when you come out of the locker room.
They are ready, thank you.
154, three-point effort. Won't go, off the iron, rebounded by East Catholic's Daniel. A long pass down to Penn, except one thing. Covert back in a hurry. 4 defensive players getting there. Penn goes around his man and drives and scores.
Penn saying, hey, just because I don't shoot and don't score doesn't mean I won't if you leave me an opening like that.
Lamar Penn with his first 2. In a hurry, 3-on-1. Nice passing effort, little clinic, and Kimbrough lays it in. Little fingertip control.
It's a good decision by Penn. Forced the defense to take him and then make a nice pass off Kimbrough.
Lob pass was intended for Moore. He couldn't find the handle, a little too strong for him. Now Moore comes down with the rebound, and there was some shoving away from the ball. Maybe Moore will pick it up. If not,
it is going to go on Moore.
Yeah.
Got a good hand push right into the back of Gerald Latham that time.
So Raymond Moore has picked up his second personal foul. He'll head to the bench. And substitution now coming in for Covert. And this is Chester Harding, 6'3", 180-pounder, and a 10th grader. So he's getting some tournament play in a hurry. The experience. Just about 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. And East Catholic of Detroit leading Covert 17-10. You folks down in that southwestern part of the state of Michigan, nice to have you along.
Ray, you just mentioned experience. I guess if there's a category in which East Catholic has the advantage, it is the experience. They have several seniors on their roster as opposed to just the one on Covert.
Charging foul is called on Robert Kimbrough, number 32, who took it to the hoop. Bad call for the foul, missed the basket. 45 seconds remaining. And you talk about senior leadership, of course, not only on the high school level, but as you advance into the college level.
It's important. I tell you can't replace experience.
Whitfield hitting from outside for 2 that time. Well, we told you what he did yesterday and his great performance, and he's starting off where he left off yesterday. 3-on-1. Wisely got rid of the ball, and there was Gerald Latham waiting for it and getting his first 2. 13 seconds remaining. Covert trailing 19 to 12. And net, but net for Whitfield. Anthony Whitfield, the 6-foot, 165-pounder. Down to 1 second. Can he get a shot away? The answer is no. Buzzer sounds, and we've had our first quarter of Class D action. East Catholic 19, Covert 15. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
Back live once again at Suite 147 in the championship suite here. We've played one quarter basketball here in the Detroit East Catholic Covert ball game. Earlier today we saw the winners of the Fall Scholar Athlete Award, and joining me right now are the winners of the Winter Award winners, the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. Lovely lady on my left is Melinda Rocco from Royal Oak Shrine High School, and the smiling gentleman on my right is Chad Peterson from Flint Carmen Ainsworth. So wonderful awards that you folks have won. Melinda, could you tell us how academics have helped you athletically?
Well, in the classroom, you learn to get along with people, you learn responsibility and things like that. And on the court, I take that in getting along with teammates and knowing what I have to do.
Congratulations, you're going on to the U of M Biological Sciences, so best of luck to you. Chad Peterson, in your essay, which was part of your winning entry, you made an interesting comparison to driving a car.
Yes, in my essay I wrote that life is a journey, and we each have a certain amount of time to make it through this journey. And through high school, I've used extracurricular activities as my means of transportation to make it through high school, and that's what I wrote about.
Well, the journey is successful for both of these people, and they're going on to some great college careers. We wish them the best. Now down to Ray and Greg courtside.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much, and congratulations to our young students out there. While we had the interview going, you just only missed one field goal. We'll come back and get you another one. Kevin Hurd had scored for Covert, and then come running back right now. East Catholic hitting, and that was Gerald Latham.
East Catholic has really turned up their pressure. But in pressuring Ray, they're not doing a very good job of blocking off. As that time, Dennis Jackson slips inside for a putback.
So the 10th grader gets his first 2 points of this ball game. And action into a championship game in Class D. The state title up for grabs. And if you weren't around this morning, in Class B, Country Day of Detroit defeated Saginaw Buena Vista 59-53 to win the Class B championship.
Get the rebounds.
Going to the boards that time, number 32, Robert Kimbrough. Nice effort.
Yeah, the smaller team that time getting 3 offensive rebound opportunities, and Kimbrough was responsible for 2 of those offensive rebounds that time. Great job by East Catholic. They're certainly determined.
East Catholic in motion on defense. He'll try to trap, take it away from you. And coming down with the rebound. That was Gerald Latham playing at both ends and playing great. Give Penn the ball, and he can go in there and drive that baseline and lay it up, and he does. He's got his 3rd and 4th points.
When East Catholic runs what I like to call a controlled break, they're beating Covert down court, and they're looking good. They're getting quality shot attempts down at the other end. Covert has to do a better job of getting back.
Chester Harding giving some quality play on the offensive board that time, and puts in a rebound for his 3rd and 4th point. East Catholic leading Covert 25-21. 5:31 to go in the second quarter. This is for the Class D championship for the state of Michigan. Nice pass, worked perfectly that time, feeding off to Daniel, and Anthony knew what to do with it once he got it.
Yep, we call that the old drop-off. Hey, when you go up to shoot the basketball and your defender climbs all over you, you got to be aware of players around you. And if someone's open, you hit them with the basketball, it usually results in an easy shot like that.
All right, give Kimbrough a big assist on that last basket by East Catholic. The Chargers leading 27-21. Called for travel. Turnover. And coming back now to East Catholic.
Now here's that controlled break I talked about. Beating them down court. Nice pass from Kimbrough up to Penn. Penn getting the layup off the high glass.
The MHSAA extends its congratulations to the state's football champions, Class A Muskegon, Farmington Hills, Harrison winning the B crown, Schoolcraft taking the C title, and Mendon in Class D. Nice going, guys. Driving in, tried to get the same play. Couldn't do it, but the rebound coming back to East Catholic and still in possession. East Catholic with Larry Middlebrooks handling it.
And the way they're rebounding, Ray, you wouldn't know that East Catholic's tallest man is 6'2". I think their quickness is negating the overall leaping ability and size of Covert, especially on the inside. I wouldn't be surprised, this is unofficial, but I wouldn't be surprised if East Catholic was leading in the rebounding department in this basketball game.
You know, and that was part of their success in winning the semifinal game. A taller team and being able to go to the boards and doing it yesterday. There's the dish off, this time perfection. Penn set him up, handed off to Mike Boyd. Little contact underneath, but trying to help out that time was Kimbrough, who came in, made contact on Moore. And Moore will go to the, maybe not go to the line. Let's see, that is only the 15 foul. He'll go to the line. So with the score, East Catholic 29, Covert 21. We'll be right back. One of the network sponsors is Denny's.
Here you get a chance to see the quickness of Lamar Penn and then the good decision-making of Lamar Penn as he drops that ball off nicely inside to Boyd for the easy layup.
Part of our crowd, by the way, as we mentioned earlier, 19,186 fans were on hand for this morning session in Class B. And here's a story on the Bulldogs, of course. The Bulldogs of Covert, not shabby. We talked about tradition and winning state titles. Yes, you can believe it. They know how to do it. Their wonderful coach, Kenneth Jackson, who's there in his 13th year. East Catholic, David Souls, he puts a little seniority in with 28 years.
Yeah, he has been around almost all my life.
Here's Raymond Moore at the line. And Murray has had a tough time. 38% shooter from the free throw line. Misses on that one. On the front end. And again, too much iron. You were talking about maybe they were cold yesterday in shooting and putting it up as many times. And they had 2 or 3 chances there and couldn't get anything out of that possession.
One thing's for sure, they're going to continue to shoot the basketball, Covert. And I think that if East Catholic can continue to have them take tough shots, then their chances of winning this game increase dramatically.
Irish Gray has the ball stolen. And I tell you what, coming back down there and almost tearing the head was Kimbrough, who came back and made a lot of contact. And Kevin Hurd. Wonder what hit him.
Yeah, took a nice lick right across the face. Kimbrough running back.
So Gray goes out and Penn back in for East Catholic. East Catholic leading 29-21. 3:21 to go in the first half. At the line for the Bulldogs of Covert, Kevin Hurd. Hurd with 2 points to his credit, marked down 3. The first time he's been at the line in this ball game. Hurd averaging 8.3 points per game for the season, including the playoffs. Pretty good rebounder. Almost 7 rebounds per game. Too much in the line. No basket on that. And the Bulldogs, one of the Bulldogs in the lane. East Catholic will put it in play. Kimbrough checks out and coming back in now for East Catholic. Larry Middlebrooks, number 25. And Andre Mitchell working right now. Mitchell with the ball for East Catholic in their green and white uniforms. East Catholic regarded as a home team in this game.
As you see them spreading the court, they're really they're looking to spring one of their guards, and they throw it away now. But they would like to get Penn open in the middle, one-on-one, maybe get some penetration and another dish like he was able to get just a few moments ago.
Well, Middlebrooks tossing that ball away. Nice save and nice steal that time by Covert. Driving and putting it up and drawing the foul. Reaching in. And caught is Middlebrooks on the foul. And going to the line for Covert will be Kevin Hurd again.
When you're dealing with young players, sometimes it's hard to teach and especially hard to do in the course of a game, but you have to realize when you force your defender into a tough shot and then you lay off, you don't foul him, and you say, hey, if he can make this shot, then fine, give him the 2 points. That was going to be a very, very tough shot attempt for Hurd. There was no foul necessary on that play, but again, like I said, easy to say, sometimes tough to do in the heat of action.
James Bost is checked in now for East Catholic, number 31. Hurd a little light with that shot to the line. Covert has brought in Chester Harding, who got a quick 4 points when he came in off the bench. He's number 41 of the dark uniform. So Hurd goes 1 for 2 that time at the line. Pressure in the trap. All of a sudden it turns out into a 2-on-1, and not even looking over to see where his partner might have been. Andre Mitchell puts it up with the jumper. Down to 2:28 in the first half. East Catholic leading Covert 31-23. Fast break as it curried again. Almost out of control. Comes back in, and Penn has it in his hands. That might have been the biggest surprise so far.
Well, they got a break that time as Penn tried to make the sensational pass. They did a good job to save that thing. They were a little bit lucky that time.
Penn looking to drive, comes back out now. Over to Middlebrooks.
And teams that like to run, this hurts when they have to play defense for long minutes at a time.
Going to call for traveling. Good effort that way, a little bit out of control. As Lathan got the ball, and he was still juggling it and moving it just a little bit to the feet. Covert shooting off a little bit in this game. And Greg Kelser, who witnessed them yesterday, said, hey, they were putting it up a lot of times, but really the percentage wasn't that good. Down to 132 in the first half. Almost got the foul there. 36%. We're talking about the shooting percentage. There's Penn again. Dishes off. Now they have an open man. Partially blocked and a foul. A foul will be called on Anthony Whitfield. So Whitfield gets in the arm of Andre Mitchell. Hey, hats off to the boys state ice hockey champions. As you watch the substitutions come in, we'll check those out for you. But the fellas did a great job in the hockey department this year. East Kentwood in Class A. Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett taking the Class B, C, and D titles. So nice going to the Bucksters.
A moment ago, Mitchell taking the three-point attempt was fouled, but he's their biggest outside threat on this team. Yesterday, I saw him take several three-point shots, and he was good on many of them. And certainly, Covert knows that they've got to get out on him and at least put a hand in his face when he goes up in the three area.
1:10 left. Covert trying to dish off that time and breaking in a hurry to flick the pass out of bounds was James Boss of East Catholic. So it still belongs to Covert under the basket. Loading it up. Three-point land. No doubt about it. Jason Bean has been heard from. He has his first 3 points from out in that 19-foot range. Covert trailing by 6, 32-26. Break the pressure pretty good. And no doubt about that one, as Andre Mitchell has the nice soft touch.
Hey, he's real good at pulling up, stopping on a dime, exploding, and getting his shot to drop.
In a hurry, East Catholic with 33 seconds. Coming back out, up there. And I tell you, it has 3 passes that time. The trailer coming in was good enough to score, and that was Boss, his first 2.
At halftime, you're going to look at your statistics. You're going to see that Lamar Penn has 2 points. He shot the ball once, but yet he has had an amazing effect, a big impact on this first half.
Chester Harding, the 10th grader, knows how to use the glass, banks it off there and gets 2 for Covert. Down to 3 seconds. Driving, putting it up, won't go. Penn fights for it, can't find the handle, and the first half is history. East Catholic of Detroit, 36. Covert, 28. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
At the half, East Catholic leads Covert 36-28. Greg Kelser and Ray Lane courtside, down on the floor. Not just any floor, Raymond.
No, not at all, Rick. This is a brand new floor that was brought into the Palace early this morning, shall we say late last night. Made by the Horner Flooring Company of Dollar Bay, Michigan, donating it for these championship games today. And Bill Gappy, the sales rep of Horner Flooring Company out of Dollar Bay, was talking about they got the paint job done about 3 or 4 in the morning. It'll be sanded, and then they already have a customer for this court. While we're talking about the court, this is what occurred on the court in the first half as far as the stats are concerned. Gregory Kelser?
Hey, really, 39% field goal shooting for the Bulldogs. I thought it'd be a lot less. 49, very good field goal percent shooting for the Chargers. Free throws, 2 out of 4 for the Bulldogs, 3 out of 4 for the Chargers. Neither team in any immediate foul difficulty as well. Rebounds, 23 for the Chargers, and that's surprising since Covert has the height advantage. They've only got 12 rebounds. Turnovers, 9 to 6. Most of those turnovers by East Catholic came during the transition.
Mitchell, Daniel, and Kimbrough, the high scores there for the Chargers, and we'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is MHSAA Championship Network. All set to get the second half underway. Monroe Tubner will inbound it for Covert. The Bulldogs find themselves on the short end now, 36-28. And see if they can't get something going here in the third quarter.
And the guy with the ball right now, 34, Monroe Tubner, needs to get on track. He was 0 for 5 in the first half. He's their second leading scorer.
Helping him out right there is Jason Bean, who starts off the second half with a couple. But you're right, you're looking for one of your big scorers in Tubner. And he's been held down pretty good. Guy that came in averaging better than 13 points per game.
East Catholic starting the second half like they ended the first, spreading the court and letting their guards work their one-on-one activity out front.
Dish off to Lathan, and Lathan knows what to do with it. About a 12-footer from the corner. Gerald was 6.
I tell you, that's not a bad game plan by East Catholic because they do have the advantage quickness-wise, and they're making Covert play long seconds on the clock defensively. And again, that's not something that an up-tempo, offensive-minded team really likes to do.
Dennis Jackson reaching in and picks up the foul. Jackson's first foul. And for Covert, team foul-wise, number 1. Is that a tendency, Greg, when you see a guy starting to drive the middle and your other defenders are going to sort of move inside a little bit toward the bucket, figuring that he's not going to dish off, but he's going to drive it? I mean, you can't commit yourself, I guess, on defense too soon, can you?
Well, that's a nice shot again, a nice pull-up that time by Mitchell. But you do have to converge on the ball and stop penetration. But when the ball is kicked out, you're vulnerable, and that's what penetration gives you. I mean, it causes the defense to have to respond, and it opens people up out on the perimeter.
Comes down with a big defensive rebound, Lathan that time, using his body, 195-pounder, who's pulled down his 7 rebounds so far in this game.
East Catholic demonstrating a lot of discipline, and there it is again, the penetration, the drop off, and the good shot attempt that just didn't go.
Lathan could not hit, rebounded that time by Jackson of Covert. I'll tell you, East Catholic doing a good job of getting back on defense. Nice touch. Jason Bean pulling in just a little bit. He's got 5 points now, make it 7. Hit for a 3 in the first half, and then come back with a couple of field goals here. And nothing to it. Anthony Daniel showed that he hit his first 2 of the second half.
And you know what? This was the part of the game yesterday when he got going. I mean, he scored like 9 points in a row to help East Catholic stay in their semifinal game against Western Michigan Christian.
Lathan comes down with the rebounds. Well, I know after we had our meeting about the Class B and we got talking about Class D, you were very high on that young man coming in, so he did quite a job.
I was impressed with him.
Pretty, maybe a foolish foul that time. As Lathan reaches in and picks up the foul. Checking in for Covert
Lathan, his first
Chester Harding. Let's check it. Kevin Hurd checks in. Well, we talked about that court from the overhead shot way upstairs. Looking pretty good, and what a way to go for these young high schoolers.
Kevin Hurd.
Hurd has been heard from again.
And that constant pressure by Covert has not bothered, for the most part, East Catholic. They've done a very good job of handling that. Just 9 turnovers in the first half, and many of those were not against the press. It was unforced errors, them trying to force their fast break a couple of times.
East Catholic 42, Covert 34, 4:41 to go in the third quarter. Good rebounding effort that time, brought down by Dennis Jackson. Ball is stolen in from behind as they got to Tubner.
And it was Daniel who knocked it away, and that's the second time he's done that in the game. Nice drop off.
Couldn't handle it. And bouncing to the hands of Kevin Hurd. Quick pass underneath. Might have caught the finger in the eye as Dennis Jackson. But it still belongs to Covert. Hey, glad you could join us. Substitution coming in for Covert now. Chester Harding checking in. And Jackson will have that eye looked after getting the index or a pinky in the eye.
Look at the turnovers there. East Catholic 10, Covert 7.
Mike Boyd comes in for East Catholic. Getting a bit of a rest, Anthony Daniel. Whitfield shot, no good. Scrambling for it and off the shoulders. Trying to hit the offensive boards of Covert. It'll belong to East Catholic. It'll be pinned, inbounding it. Here's Kimbrough, number 32, checking in, and Kimbrough will go out, number 11. This is Kimbrough, and Penn going out. Well, Whitfield, we had talked about some of the cool shooting by Covert today. Only 5 of 16. Gonna have to pick up the pace.
Well, Covert is a big team right now that enjoys a nice height advantage. Problem is they're a perimeter basketball team, and they've been that way all year, so they're not able to take advantage of their height by passing the ball inside to their big people and having them go to work in the paint.
Harding came down with that defensive rebound, and Harding gets the rebound, puts it up, won't go for him, and brought down by East Catholic. They'll slow it down just a little bit as Andre Mitchell looks down and gets everybody in place. Going to go to the paint. Quick pass off. That's what you've been talking about. Won't go this time. And a fight for the rebound. Whistle underneath. And the Bulldogs called for the infraction.
I tell you, Ray, both teams are in a scoring drought right now. As you see the penetration again, nice shot attempt, and you cannot argue with the shots that East Catholic that they're getting. They're getting what I call quality shot attempts, and more times than not, you're going to make those.
Hurd called for the foul. Boyd at the line. Hey, by the way, congratulations to the boys state links champions, the golfers, Class A, Muskegon Mona Shores, Battle Creek, Lakeview, and Class B. Class C champs, Granville, Calvin Christian, and Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes, taking the Class D title in golf. Nice going. And a shot of Mike Boyd. He goes 1 for 2 at the line. We get a whistle underneath and a timeout. No, substitution. And checking back in, Anthony Daniel, number 52. And going to the bench is Mike Boyd. So Daniel, a senior, replaces a fellow classmate, a senior, in Mike Boyd.
Boyd had a tough day yesterday. He only played 12 minutes and fouled out. Could never really get going. Plagued by fouls the entire game.
A little too strong on the shot. Rebounded in the right place at the right time. Whitfield on the rebound.
Shot it with his left hand, too.
Picking up the pace just a little bit. Right hand. No basket. Charging is called on Lathan. He picks up his second personal foul. And substitution now for Covert as Elgin Burton checks in. Burton, 8-point shooter, average-wise, number 24.
That replay showed that there was no question on the charge. That was just great defensive positioning that time. Lathan going in, barreling over the defender, getting the charge.
We get a foul on East Catholic's number 32. which is Robert Kimbrough, and he picks up his 4th personal foul, only the 3rd team foul. East Catholic here with 2:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. Covert trailing East Catholic 44-36. The jumper, no good. All down by East Catholic. And look out, almost had the collision. Turn it right back in. 3-on-3. And won't go. And coming down to haul it in is Lathan. And has the ball stolen, loses it, and gives him a quick 2.
For Covert, their pressure after the rebound both times paid off that time. But I tell you what, when they're not successful getting a turnover right underneath their basket after East Catholic claims a rebound, they're vulnerable to the fast break.
All right, see if it stays that way the remainder of this game. And a whistle underneath. Oh, Burton, they got that last basket down to the other end for East Catholic.
And again, this is almost a carbon copy. These replays, we keep seeing penetration by the East Catholic guards, and they're dropping the ball off to the wing. And Daniel goes to the line to try and give East Catholic a 7-point lead.
Daniel with 10 points. Substitution now for East Catholic. Mike Boyd coming back into the lineup. Larry Middlebrooks will check out. So Boyd, number 42, senior, 6'1", 180-pounder. This is Daniel. First effort at the line for the afternoon, won't go. Anthony Daniel knows what it's like coming off the pine, but when he does it, he gets the job done. 16 points yesterday. And the percentage-wise for the season, 12.9. 13 points per game. He goes 1 for 2 from the line.
This East Catholic group is a team. They are a team. I mean, they get it from a variety of sources. It's very difficult to concentrate on one man. And they've got Penn Long.
Boy, they don't waste it.
Play of the day.
Well, they asked the coach earlier in the week. He says, my team is not selfish. And we saw it that time.
Certainly.
Running right back to Daniel. And again, they're off and running to the races. And no doubt about it, Andre Mitchell has hit for 2 more points. Might want to get a timeout if they can, but instead, traveling is called.
They really need a timeout, Ray, because they are totally out of sync right now. Momentum in East Catholic's favor, big time.
Covert has called for the timeout, so the Bulldogs will try to rearrange things. East Catholic leading 49-38. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's. Not too shabby.
Yeah, another tough shot, first of all, by Covert. It ignites a break. And Penn, keep in mind, he only averages 1 point a game. Now, you'd think that he'd want to score, but no. He'll take the assist. It means more. This is an unselfish team. He faked everybody in the building out. We all thought he was laying that one up. Nice drop off. I wouldn't mind playing with a guy like that.
Oh, no. Hey, I see that average zooming just going. But you're talking about, said, well, Penn averages 1 point per game. He's got 4 already. Here's the story of the field goal department. 49% East Catholic. Only 35 for Covert. At 49-38 our score. Foul underneath called on East Catholic. That'll be Mike Boyd's second foul. 14 fouls now against the Chargers. Hey, by the way, when you talk about these schools, East Catholic, the enrollment 230. At Covert, the enrollment 170. But they do play basketball. Well, Penn wisely holds up. Decides see if he can set something up. Now drives, has his arm hit, no whistle sounds, and will bounce out of bounds. And belongs to Covert. Good hustle that time by both teams, the offensive and defensive man. Down to 52 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Nice rebound that time, tapped in by Tubner. So I've heard from Tubner, but he's got to get going here, especially in the final 8 minutes. to help his school out. Nice save, but into the hands. And then they throw it back to East Catholic. A little out of control. Nice touch that time by Andre Mitchell. How many times have we seen that shot?
When Mitchell can get the ball, take a couple of dribbles, be in his rhythm, go up and explode, he is deadly.
Has the ball stripped away as Raymond Moore went up for it. The horn sounds with 14 seconds to go and time to get a substitution in for Covert. And this is Terrence Burton, number 45, coming in. Pressure applied now by Covert. Penn trying to inbound it. Coming back and getting help when the clock begins, and now 11 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And a foul will be called on the gentleman that just came in, Terrence Burton, his first personal foul. Then going to the line in a hurry is Anthony Daniel.
That was a collision that time. Daniel just 6 feet tall, but he's 195 pounds, a solid 195. He ran into Burton that time, who goes 6'3", 200.
Well, I'll see you on the football field. Off the iron. Daniel 1 for 3, or 2 for 3 from the line. That's where I have my, make it 1 for 4. And a foul underneath, they put it back up. See who they're going to call. They have quite a crowd underneath that offensive basket going down to the other end.
Not quite the scenario that David Souls was hoping for over there. His team on the line, under 5 seconds to go in the quarter, with a chance to go up 10 or 11. And now they miss both free throws, and they come back to the other end after committing a loose ball foul. And they could end up going in at the quarter up by only 7.
Mike Boyd committed the foul, his third personal foul. Kevin Hurd. Hurd with 7 points so far. And won't go that time. Horn sounds and a foul call. Just before the horn sounded. So we're down to completing 3 quarters. And we have completed it. The foul will go to Mike Boyd. Before we get away, let's check out and see what Kevin Hurd does at the line after going 1 for 2 in his last effort. Time has run out here in the third quarter, so we'll close it off in just a moment for you. Well, he'll keep going.
Big free throws as the smaller that deficit is going into the fourth quarter. Covert, they're not out of this thing, not with the way they play. If they get hot from the field goal area, look out.
So after 3 quarters of play, it's East Catholic 51, Covert 43. We'll be back after this word from our local sponsors. This is the MHSAA Championship Network. Quick hands and larceny in your heart will do a job every time to make the steal. Wouldn't you say that, Greg?
And I tell you what, if you keep watching this play, you'll see where persistence pays off, too, for Covert. Now, they got the steal earlier, and then, of course, there's a rebound cleared by East Catholic. They go for the steal again, and they get it, and they finally get the field goal.
So we have seen 3 quarters, and this is the stat department right now.
Boy, when you look at that 34% field goal shooting for the Bulldogs, and you look at the fact that they're only 8 points down, they have to feel very considerate.
Bulldogs have been out-rebounded by 10. So a smaller team has been able to go in there and do a job not on the offensive boards, but the defense as well, defensive boards. It started off at 51-43. East Catholic of Detroit leading Covert, driving in and laying up for the first 2 points of the third quarter is Mike Boyd. He's got 4. Now, East Catholic came into this game 18 wins, 9 losses. Covert 23 wins and 3 losses, including all tournament play, too. Penn puts it up, he won't go. And coming down is Covert. And really hanging on that ball and protecting it was Hurd. Nothing but air that time.
That's a tough shot. I don't care who you are. I mean, at the pro level, that's a tough shot when you're going away from the basket, you don't square up, and you have a defender right there in your face. And I think that Covert, their coaching staff, they're going to call a timeout and talk about this.
Daniel stripped of the ball as he went up for the shot and fouled. As Hurd picks up his second personal foul. Timeout is called by Covert. 7:06 to go in this ball game. East Catholic leading Covert 53-43. We'll be right back. One of the network sponsors, Denny's.
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business. Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance service that can help make the future of all Michigan folks a little more predictable.
The Corlick sisters on Denny's 10-minute breakfast specials.
If you order a Grand Slam breakfast, bring lots of paper towels for your waitress.
She won't need paper towels.
She will if she doesn't serve the Grand Slam in 10 minutes.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, that's when she has to spill breakfast all over herself.
She doesn't have to spill it.
They said after 10 minutes, it's on them.
That means it's free.
Well, of course there's no charge after they've spilled your food at Lenny's. Denny's.
Now you can have your breakfast or lunch served in 10 minutes or it's free. Only at Denny's.
Palace. Rick Berkey's here. Gregory Kelser's on hand. My name is Ray Lane. We've got a 53-43 game to go the 7 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in regulation of this contest for the title, Class D. Glad you could join us. Here's a story as far as the scoring department. Top scorers for each team. Whitfield 13. And some of those points came very early in the game. He just started to get warmed up again here in the second half by only getting his first field goal. This guy's been pretty warm all afternoon. Anthony Daniel might have been the, if I was looking to handicap a race, I'd go to Greg Kelser because you like this young man coming in.
Well, he's been consistent. And I think perhaps one of the things that Covert's coaching staff may have talked about during that timeout was, hey guys, look, we're going to get plenty of possessions. There's a lot of time left in this game, but we've got to take better shots. And that's smart. That possession right there, getting the ball inside to their big people. And making the shorter East Catholic players play defense on the inside. Take advantage of that height advantage you have.
Mike Boyd, we've got down for the foul. So the personal foul. And once again, Hurd at the line. Kevin Hurd, 6'3", 185-pounder, and only a 10th grader. I tell you, he plays more like an 11th or 12th grader.
In Covert's win over Republic Michigamme last night, they didn't shoot the ball well, but because of their height advantage, they were able to go to the offensive glass and get a lot of putbacks. That has not happened. I thought it might happen against East Catholic, but it has not materialized. East Catholic has done a good job of blocking out, and in fact, they lead this game in rebounding.
10 points separating these two teams. East Catholic 55, Covert 45. We're down to 6:40 remaining. Penn trying to go through. Gets the pass away. The shot will not go. Penn somehow gets the ball. This kid can pass. And we're getting a little extracurricular activity now as Anthony Daniel was hammered pretty good that time by Raymond Moore.
Well, another fine pass by Penn. And then Daniels has to take the tough shot, but they keep it alive. They've been doing that all day. Another pass from Penn, and Daniels goes in. This time he's fouled, and in frustration, he gets pushed in the back. But I like the fact that he turned around, said what he had to say, but there was no fisticuffs, no extracurricular activity.
And momentarily, it was his coach, David Soll, said, come on over here before you shoot. Talk to him a couple of seconds. Cool him off, and he's back in the line. Let's see if he's got his composure going now. A little strong. Hey, by the way, the boys' state soccer titles were taken by Troy Athens in Class A. Class B went to Mason. The Strikers from Birmingham Detroit Country Day won the Class C D title. Our congratulations to all the outstanding soccer players and to the champions. So he goes 0 for 2 at the line that time. 6:25 remaining. And just a little too much of the rim off the fingertips of East Catholic. And again, off the fingertips of Anthony Daniel. It'll belong to Covert. So they still have that opportunity to close the gap.
Again, excuse me, Ray, no mystery what they talked about at halftime, because at that timeout a moment ago, because out of that timeout, 2 consecutive possessions, they've gone inside the Raymond Moore to try and get something going in on the interior.
Raymond Moore came down with a rebound, had it stripped away, and then a shoving foul is called on his teammate, Kevin Hurd. So we'll go down to the other end in the bonus situation. So Hurd with 3 personal fouls as he looked up there on the replay and says, I can't believe it.
Well, it's probably been an unbelievable game for them, not just that play. I mean, I really feel that they thought they had a good chance of coming in here and dominating this smaller East Catholic club. But again, one thing we pointed to that East Catholic had in its favor, the experience. And that surely is surfacing here as this game nears the 6-minute mark to go.
Andre Mitchell hitting on the free throw attempt. He'll go again. 56-45. And on the other side of the ledger, when you're talking about the experience, Mitchell hits for 2 for 2. Kenneth Jackson of Covert says, well, he's got the youngest team of his career since he's been at Covert, overall team roster. Nice touch that time and put it up for 2. That was Whitfield. Only his 3rd and 4th point of the second half. After he opened up with a 3-pointer early in the game and then came back with 4 other field goals. 7, 9, 11. He's 7 for 20.
He'll keep shooting, but I think he just...
Excuse me, go ahead.
He just has to take good shots. I can't stress that enough.
Total of 15 points. He's the shooter of this team. Hurd has picked up the foul, and that is his 4th. So Kevin Hurd, 4 fouls with 5:48 to go. Not substituting for him right now. Needs his experience in there and his size. And here's Penn at the line. And Lamar a little too strong with it. Hurd comes down with it for Covert.
One name we've not mentioned very much throughout this game has been Monroe Tubner.
Yep.
He took 15 shots in the first half of last night's game alone, but has not been able to get going offensively in this game. It's been a very frustrating game for him.
So the foul goes against Hurd. That is his 5th foul. He is fouled out of the game with 5:35 remaining. Then Chester Harding will check back in. I tell you, he was heard from when he came in the first half. Got 2 quick baskets. Played a lot in the first half. The 10th grader, number 41. And back at the line again is Anthony Daniel.
They've just shown so much poise throughout East Catholic.
I got Hurd down for 4 points. Is that about right? Is he fouled out? Yeah. So he goes out of there with 4 points, and Daniel goes out 1 for 2 at the line. 58-47, Detroit East Catholic. Yeah, check that on Hurd again. Goes out with 11 points.
We're going to need more of that from Tubner.
Tubner heard from.
Finally.
So his 2nd field goal. And both have come in the second half. Got a two-pointer to open up the third quarter, and now hits on the three-point effort. And you can see East Catholic now just slowing it down.
But expect Covert to really pressure up because they want to keep this pace going, and they certainly don't want East Catholic out on the perimeter taking valuable time off that clock.
Gerald Lathan driving and hitting for two. Lamar Penn took a quick look, heard some footsteps,
and missed the shot. That's what you call intimidation. He heard big footsteps, but he came up with a steal. Now they're going to call a foul.
And Mike Boyd came in there and got the rebound and put it in. And now Penn is called for the foul. So East Catholic goes up 62-50. Still 4:24 remaining. As Coach Kenneth Jackson trying to get something going. And sends in Jason Bean. And Bean comes into the lineup. And going out of the lineup is Terrence Burton. That's not too bad. Burton comes in there and gets a little experience, and only a ninth grader.
That's why you just have to feel that Covert's going to be around. They've got so many young players, and hey, win or lose this game, this is a valuable lesson for them. And I would not be surprised to see them right back in this championship game next year.
All right, Tubner had 15 points in that game yesterday. 6 points here so far. And misses on the second effort. And Lamar Penn comes down for East Catholic with it. Coming up to the 4-minute mark remaining in regulation here. East Catholic leading 62-51. Long pass underneath. Almost looked like 4 quarters going there, the corners. Taking their time. They slowed it down considerably. Top of the circle won't work, and they'll spread it out again.
Well, they've got good ball handlers out on the perimeter, and look at that.
Foul underneath. And I'll tell you, we've had some contact between those two fellas.
This East Catholic team so very good at finding each other and just doing a good job of catching the ball. And, you know, a lot of times young players, they want to make their move before they catch it, and they oftentimes fumble it. But you watch Daniels, he gets the ball in his hand. Before he makes his move, he knows that at best, at worst, that is, he's going to come away with a foul.
Raymond Moore is a fellow that committed the foul. There was no basket on the play. And there was a basket that time on the free throw by Daniel. Back into the lineup now is a fellow by the name of Wayne Vaughn, number 22, an 11th grader, that comes in now for Covert. And Bean checks out, Jason Bean. Moore comes down with that rebound, and quickly Covert getting up in court and trying to get something going, trailing 63-51. Nice effort there. Lost his footing after he sank it, but it was Whitfield.
It was a fine shot, but I'd hate to have to live off that. That was a tough three-pointer.
Three-point landing when it came down on the follow-through. 63-54. I'll tell you what, Penn has found the opening for his passes, and that time Daniel couldn't just, he missed the layup. But Lamar Penn has found daylight in several of his passing situations. Coming in and trying to double team Andre Mitchell, and Mitchell will pick up his foul. Here's that three-point shot we were talking about.
By Whitfield. I mean, that was a tough shot because the man was right there. That was great defense that time by Kimbrough. You can't ask for any better defense.
24 hours ago, 26 points and 7 rebounds, and you saw on only 31 minutes. And he's trying to pick up if he can get going again with 3-11. He misses that first free throw effort. Goes 0 for 2. And a foul, a little too anxious maybe. I don't know whether you want to call it a foolish foul that time, but Anthony Daniel will pick it up.
Maybe a frustration foul because they did not get a good seal on the inside. And they allowed Raymond Moore to slip inside and get that rebound. More importantly, he gets fouled and the clock stops.
Yes. Chester Hardy looking like no matter what happens today, of course, they're thinking nothing about the title, that he has a nice high school future ahead of him on the court. Nice touch from the line. Well, he misses at that time. I guess they jinxed him. 7 points, goes 1 for 2 at the line. He's Catholic 63, Covert 55. Clock becoming a factor now with 3 minutes remaining in the game.
Well, does that guy see the court or what?
Yeah.
Lamar Penn just making tremendous passes throughout this game.
Guy says just hang up the eye chart for him. He'll spot it 100 yards away. Great quickness.
Well, they just play keep away very well.
Looks at it, comes back out. He's something. And a little frustration, but reaching in and caught for the foul is Anthony Whitfield. So he commits the foul. We've got a timeout. We've got 2:34 remaining. And on the scoreboard, it's East Catholic 63, Covert 55. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's. Well, Gregory, Kelser, you're right. You said don't worry about the morning attendance because the afternoon will be a bigger one. And we have 20,501. And hats off to the basketball fans that helped set a new record, state record for high school basketball.
Can I get 21, 21, 21, 21? It's coming.
It's coming? You think so, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, by the way, we have a chance here. Our congratulations to the ladies state volleyball champions from East Kentwood in Class A, Class B, Comstock, Class C winner, Saranac, and Potterville in Class D, and the UP winner, Escanaba. So congratulations, ladies, on the volleyball champions throughout the state. Our second game of a 4-game schedule this afternoon to determine the title and championships of boys basketball here in the state of Michigan for the high school ranks. Detroit Country Day won this morning in Class B 59-53 over Saginaw Buena Vista. Latham 1 for 2 in the free throw department, missing that second shot. With 9 points to his credit now. 2:24. And off the mark. Penn wisely. Can he save it in time? A little out of control, folks. I want to tell you what. A tank just came out there and got him as Raymond Moore made a contact with Andre Mitchell. Moore has fouled out. That's his 5th personal foul with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the game.
But that was a great effort. The bat down court of the ball by Penn. Kimbrough hustling to catch up with it. But I tell you what, when Raymond Moore fouls you, you've been fouled.
You know it. There's Raymond taking a look at the scoreboard and the clock. Andre Mitchell with his 4th free throw. 4 out of 5, I believe. Got it? Barry Smead says yes, that's right. First time you've been right today. Not you, Barry, me. And Mitchell goes again and hits it. Covert trying to get something going. Time becoming quite a factor with 2 minutes remaining. Turnaround jumper, 1 goal. And reaching in and call for the foul will be, is that Daniel?
It's Latham.
Yeah, Latham is called for the foul, his 3rd personal foul. We get a timeout right now for East Catholic. Minute and 58 left. East Catholic leading Covert 66-55. Hey, by the way, a great keepsake of the MHSAA basketball finals is a 1990 souvenir program, an 80-page publication and full of features and information about this year's finalists. Some great traditional stories and history in there about Michigan high school basketball. To order your copy, send $3 to the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Here's your address: 1019 Trowbridge Road, East Lansing, Michigan. The zip on it, 48823. It's a good-looking one. We got one right here. blue, little navy blue here, but very interesting. And on the front, the 1990 boys basketball finals, 23rd, 24th, Auburn Hills, Ann Arbor, East Lansing, and of course the Palace. Part of the crowd of the 20,501 on hand this morning, 19,186. The round ball lives in the state of Michigan, high school wise. Yeah, no doubt about it.
I think Rick Berkey said it has to be a great thrill. These kids playing out on this court where so many of their heroes in the NBA play. I know when I was in high school, Ray, our dream was to get down to Cobo Arena, win the PSL championship and get down to Cobo Arena. Then if you're fortunate enough to go on from there, maybe get to Jenison Fieldhouse or Ann Arbor. Now the dream is to get to the Palace.
Get to the Palace. Got a one-on-one situation here with Chester Harding having to hit that first one before he can take a shot on the second one. 2 for 3 from the line. He has 3 field goals. And then 4 years later, after you're talking about trying to get the Cobo, you guys won it all, the MHSAA championship.
Oh, man. Highlight of my basketball career.
Second shot is missed that time by Harding. 1:52 remaining. Covert trailing by 10, 66-56. East Catholic moving that ball pretty good. Something's going to have to give pretty soon. Body contact is made. They had the trap over there. And Monroe Tubner will be called for the foul.
Covert has to foul. They've got to keep this clock stopped as many times as they possibly can. But they now need cooperation from East Catholic. They've got to hope that East Catholic is not true on their free throws and give them an opportunity to come back down and break this 10-point deficit down. They've got 1:40 to do it.
Very quiet afternoon crowd here for as many people as we have. Andre Mitchell goes again. Mitchell's played an outstanding game.
Well, you mentioned the crowd being quiet. Really, unless you're for East Catholic, there hasn't been a lot to cheer about. This game throughout the second half has been played right around the 7-point to 11-point deficit for Covert the entire second half, as I mentioned.
Using the glass, it wouldn't go. And the big rebound is hauled down by Anthony Daniel. .115 remaining in this ball game. And trying to make the steal and call for sort of grabbing the arm. Not just sort of, he did Chester Harding. And he picks up his first personal foul. Well, Tubner and Monroe Tubner, we had talked about earlier, of trying to light the fire, has just been out of it today. And whether it's been the defense and part of it has been his shooting, 12 for 2.
When you're a perimeter basketball team and you depend on your outside shooting for the majority of your points, you have got to have good shot selection, and you have got to shoot around 50 to 55%. If you're off, it's going to make for a very, very difficult afternoon, and that has been the case. Of course, Covert got away with it yesterday because they were able to control the boards. But in this game, again, East Catholic doing a great job rebounding, and second shots just were not there throughout most of the game for Covert.
And not trying to point our finger at Tubner of going 2 for 12, but it's just one of the facts that, hey, second leading scorer, you'd like to see more point production here and get yourself trailing 68-56 with 1 minute and 1 seconds to go. That's a problem.
Yeah, his 2 for 12, it's just one of them. I mean,
yeah,
there are several other players that have shot very poorly as well, and it was going to make for a very difficult task of beating this very determined East Catholic team.
Dennis Jackson was called for the foul. The shooting was by Lathan, and he missed. And a foul underneath now draws the whistle, and the call will go against Anthony Daniel. Second personal foul. Team-wise, of course, we were talking about Covert shooting 32% from the field, 21 of 66. And falling on hard times in a title game.
Well, what did I say in the open? If you like up-tempo basketball, Covert can be a lot of fun to watch when they're hitting. Today, they were not on the mark.
Jackson has his first point of the second half. 68-57, East Catholic down to 53 seconds. Still at 7 points and those 6 rebounds. And we'll go down to the other end.
This last minute could take an eternity. But with the way Covert plays, they get down court quickly, they shoot. If they miss, they're going to foul right away. So,
Jackson.
We could be in for a little 5-minute, 1-minute drill here, if you will.
Jackson called for the foul, his third personal foul. And Anthony Daniel at the line, and here's what Anthony has done so far today. 16, coming off the bench, and hasn't gone back to the bench. Couldn't do it. Dennis Jackson high in the air to haul it down. 45 seconds remaining. Missing the layup. And the attempted field goal by Harding. Hammered pretty good, and he'll go to the line again.
Coach Dave Souls over there does not want the clock stopped. He's calling for a rebound. Hey guys, let's block out. Let's get a rebound. Make them foul us. At least we'll be the ones on the line shooting free throws if there is a stoppage of the clock. He wasn't very pleased with that that sequence just there.
Latham called for the foul. And Harding having a problem now at the line. So Coach Kenneth Jackson not in the mood right now.
Not the way he pictured it, certainly.
Yeah, as victory has slipped from the grasp.
But as with any game, win or lose, you try to look for things to build on. And though it's going to be a long offseason for Covert, they can look at this season. It has been successful. They got to the championship game. They lost. They got beat by a team that maybe on paper was not better, but a team that certainly played better. And again, like I said, this will go a long way in developing character, giving them experience. And hey, if they get back to this spot next year, who knows?
Jackson picks up his 4th personal foul, and this is Latham to the line. When you're talking about that, Greg, and you talk about Covert with 6 district championships in the past few years, 3 regional, 4 state championships, got to the quarterfinals last year, a young team. You're going to be heard from. 68-58. Putting it up, just would not go. Rebound is hauled down there by East Catholic, and Mike Boyd came down with it.
Hang on, folks. Yeah. We got 24 seconds now.
So a little grabbing, and that'll put Mike Boyd to the line. East Catholic wants a timeout.
Yeah.
They'll go to the bench, and they've got the victory cheer going right now as Boyd goes to the line. And while he gets set to go back to the line, we show you what he's done, what he's had, and 24 seconds remaining in the game. East Catholic 68 and Covert 58. And we're glad you can join us right here at the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. And while we have the opportunity, we'd like to tell you that the Michigan High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Award, sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance, will award 2 $1,000 scholarships today, honoring 2 outstanding student athletes who must carry at least a 3.5 grade point average and be a member of a varsity team on which they have won at least 1 letter prior to their senior year. Applicants must also show school and community involvement. So get involved on this one, a great opportunity. For information regarding the Scholar Athlete Award, contact the MHSAA at area code 517-332-5046. Hey, do it. Mark it down right now. Get underway. Good time this weekend.
Now, I mean, they know it's theirs. Just a tremendous capper to a very fine season. I mean, they really ignited in the tournament. They got rolling, and their style of play was winning, and certainly paid off big today.
Stripped of the ball. Somehow they come back up with it and reaching in and committing a foul as Andre Mitchell, as Chester Harding was going up and all of a sudden had the ball knocked away. Yeah, you talk about it. You know, here's the team coming into today's game. 18 wins, but 9 losses, and most losses anybody in the tournament. So the fans of Detroit East Catholic doing a little cheering behind the bench. And as we told you, not quite as happy with the Bulldogs of Covert. Can't do it, but there's a jovial bench over there, and there's a jovial guy by the name of Dave Souls with 28 years in coaching at East Catholic. And he's got another one coming up. And just a reminder that the boys and girls baseball and softball state championship finals will be held at Bailey Park in Battle Creek. Mark it down now, June 15th and 16th. So make plans now to catch all the action. It's sure to be a hit. And we'll be looking for you on the 15th or 16th of June.
You know, you talk about the style that East Catholic was able to get going. Took some while to develop that style, to find out just what was going to work for them, develop their chemistry. But I think in this tournament, they learned when to be patient, when to run. They learned how to be physical, how to block out, and even though they were at a disadvantage against most teams when it came to height, they used their superior quickness to the utmost, and it really, I think, came into play in this game and got them their Class D 1990 championship.
Yeah. Gray, Brooks, Atkins, Prather, and Mitchell all checking in for East Catholic. So you got a couple of 10th graders and a couple of juniors and a senior in there. Get a little experience with 15 seconds to go. And the bench, those are the regulars doing the celebration right now as East Catholic up by 12 over Covert. Scrapping away for it. And a quick pass coming out. And the outlet pass as Gray was hammered that time pretty good by Monroe Tubner. And you talked about it earlier. That has to be a frustrating day for Tubner, who as a senior came in here with a high point, his best of the year with 23 points. You talked about his scoring average, a little over 13. He led the team in steals this year and just couldn't get it clicking. But credit also to East Catholic for the defensive work.
Yeah, big point there. You have to give East Catholic credit, and sometimes you have off days, Ray, in championship games. I mean, it's just the way the sport is. Certainly, Covert, no reason to put their heads down. They've had a tremendous season.
Gray comes into the game and 2 free throws has bettered his average in the season, 1.4. Down to 1 second. It's all over. And East Catholic has won this game, the Class D championship. The final score, 72. Covert 58. It was a 19-15 ball game after 1 quarter. 36-28 at the half. 51-43 after 3 quarters. And the final, 72-58. So East Catholic has won the championship for Class D. Meanwhile, Covert, a little disappointed, goes over, and we talked about sportsmanship earlier, shakes a hand, good luck, and congratulations.
You know, I think that a couple of East Catholic's players went over and dumped Gatorade on the head of David Souls, but I don't think they dumped that much because he probably didn't bring a change of clothing.
There's the final for Class D. There's the champs, 72-58. They hang in there. Don't go away. We're at the Palace. Hope you're enjoying it.
Back once again, we've had 2 champions crowned already here at the Palace in Class B. Detroit Country Day won the Class B crown, and just completed Detroit East Catholic captured the Class D crown, defeating Covert 72-58. Now for the award ceremonies, let's go down once again to PA announcer Eric Verseth.
At this time, we direct your attention to center court, where Alan Williams, counselor at North Adams Jerome High School and secretary-treasurer of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, will make the awards presentations. First, let's honor the runner-up in Class D, the Bulldogs of Covert High. First, we will present individual medals. Number 14, Robert Howard. Number 22, Wayne Vaughn. Number 24, Elgin Burton. Number 32, Ryan Jones. Number 33, Jerome Greer. Number 40, Blake McDalton. Number 41, Chester Harding. Number 42, Kevin Hurd. Number 43, Keith Harbin. And number 45, Terrence Burton. And now the starters for Covert. Number 20, Jason Bean. 21, Dennis Jackson. 23, Anthony Whitfield. 34, Monroe Tubner. And 44, Raymond Moore. And accepting the runner-up trophy in Class D for 1990, Coach Kenneth Jackson. Congratulations to the Bulldogs of Covert on an outstanding season. And now for the 1990 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class D champions, the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic. First, we will present the individual medals. Number 4, Leonard Holmes. Number 15, Irish Gray. Number 23, Chris Prather. Number 25, Larry Middlebrooks. Number 30, Dwan Johnson. Number 31, James Boast. Number 35, Terrence Atkins. Number 40, Ricardo Mitchell. Number 42, Mike Boyd. And number 54, Jamal Brooks. And now the starters for Detroit East Catholic. Number 11, Lamar Penn. 32, Robert Kimbrough. 34, Andre Mitchell. 41, Gerald Lathan. And number 52, Anthony Daniel. And now, accepting the trophy as Class D state champions, Coach Dave Soles. Congratulations to the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic, the 1990 Class D boys basketball champions. The Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Palace of Auburn Hills enjoyed having you at today's game, and we look forward to having you as our guest at future events. We invite you to stay for the second game of this afternoon session, the Class C State Championship game. If you're leaving, we ask you to please drive carefully on your way home. Drive as though your family is in the other car. Thank you.
So the city of Detroit goes 2 for 2 our first state championships. Of course, Detroit Country Day wins the first crown in B, and now Detroit East Catholic takes the D crown 72-58 over Covert. We've got a lot more to come, so stay with us. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Denny's. Detroit East Catholic has won the Class D crown. Let's go courtside. Ray Lane standing by with a happy coach, Dave Soles.
That's exactly right, Rick. And 28 years, and you said how good it felt with this team you had.
Yeah, this is a real neat one. I feel real good about this. We're not the most talented people in the world, but they executed well, and they hustled. They hung together. They've been fun to coach.
How about this game here? One of the best ones they played all year?
I would say maybe the best we've played all year. I told them at halftime they played great. Let's just keep playing great and having some fun. Who can argue with that?
Well, let's go over and see how much fun they're having. Greg?
They are having fun. Thanks a lot, Ray. And I want to talk to Lamar Penn here. You don't score very much, but you're the team floor leader for this team. And what's this championship mean to you?
It means a little pride, you know, because this team full of seniors, and plus my friend Juan right here had an accident during the season. And, we kind of dedicate the season towards him.
Great job. Tony Daniel, what about you? You did a great job inside. What does this championship mean to you?
Man, mean everything. Now I can go back to the neighborhood and talk about everybody saying we won the state and we finally got one.